Hey everybody. So in the process, you get your accepted offer, you go through all the contingencies, and now it's time for closing. And you have to go to a title company. As a seller or buyer, you may be like, what does that title company do? Where do I go? Who are they? And why am I going there? So with that being said, let's talk about title companies a little bit. Make sure you talk with your realtor to figure out which title company you're going to be selecting as a seller to work with for your transaction. And as a buyer, you're typically going to go to the one the seller chooses, or you could choose to go to one that you're more comfortable with if you like. So for sellers, what is the title company doing? Well, first and foremost, they're making sure that any liens on the property get paid properly, so the title is free and clear when you sell the house. This way you're not going to be burdened down the road with having to pay off loans or liens. And if the property's already free and clear, they're going to make sure they do a search to verify that your property is free and clear of all liens and encumbrances. They're also going to prepare all the necessary documentation for your closing. More importantly, they're going to have the proceeds from your sale ready for you the day of closing. And for buyers, well, I guess the biggest thing in my opinion is they're going to ensure that you have a free and clear title when you take ownership in that new home. And what I mean by that is they're going to make sure that any mortgages or liens from other parties or counties are going to be paid off. And when you take over that property, that title, that your deed will be free and clear of all liens. So you won't be getting harassed by anybody trying to collect on the property that you didn't own before, which is very important. They're also going to work with your lender, if you're taking a mortgage, to make sure that your buyer's statement is balanced with all the proper numbers from your lender and from the title company. So they're going to go through all that and work with your lender directly. You don't have to do anything for that, and they're going to help you out and make sure you walk through that. But then they're also going to walk through their title process at closing and explain all of the documents to you as you're signing them. So when you have questions, they are experts in the closings. And when you have questions, they're going to be able to answer those questions for you and explain to you what each and every one of those documents means. Now at closing, for buyers, if you're taking a mortgage, you're going to be signing a lot of papers, some of which may be very confusing. So make sure that you ask lots of questions during closing. They're there for a reason. Let's use them. They're experts. So let's talk with them and ask them questions. Your real estate agent will typically come with you at closing as well and be able to walk through any of the processes on a high level. But me as a real estate agent, I always defer back to the subject matter experts at closing in the title departments and making sure that they answer those questions for you, because that's what they do every day, in and out. And even during the process, if a buyer has a question of, hey, does this have any restrictive covenants? I'll reach out to the title company if it's not in the listing and ask the title company, hey, did your search come up with any covenants? And they'll let us know one way or the other. And for the seller, they'll have questions about, easements or liens, and the title company is a great resource for that. Again, it's another reason why you want to talk with 1, 2, 3 different real estate agents and ask them, hey, who do you work with for title companies? Tell me a little bit about them. And then do your due diligence to look at reviews and make sure you're working with established title companies that are going to be able to give you an honest closing on time and not have any delays come up on their end. So yeah, that's a little bit about title companies and the closing day. The great news is, for sellers, day of proceeds. For buyers, it's the day you get the keys. Enjoy, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. And if you would, go to Facebook, Home by Bennett, and give my page a like. Thanks, everybody.